In this video, we are trying to explain addition and subtraction kits. Both are beginner kits, both have 10 workbooks each. The addition kit is a little bit simpler and subtraction kit is a little bit tougher, but both can be used for UKG, whereas the addition can be used for a little younger child as well, as we will see, and subtraction probably UKG and upwards. So let's get on with the addition set. So the addition set has 10 workbooks. We start with very simple additions, and we have attempted to cover, let's say, different angles from which a child might also be able to understand or approach addition. So we have very simple additions. We have the number of objects. We also cover other things like finger counting and group concepts. So from a very early stage, we have attempted to cover all the groups in such a way that the objects can be recognized in a group. For example, 5 is always in a certain formation which the children tend to recognize easily. So we have made use of the group concept as well. And we have very simple addition. For example, this book is almost entirely +1, and eventually is a combination of counting as well as, say, addition. Helps them with both, and they understand +1 is also the next number in counting. And we have included some finger symbols for different numbers, etc. The answer keys are also included. Then we have book 2. So book 2 is also +1. We have used a lot of objects, and we have essentially covered this similar, but we also have the number line towards the end, where, let's say, they hop single numbers and they understand the elementary concepts associated with the number line. Even the covers usually have some fun concept or exercises which is relevant to their age. So this is basically, we move on to +2, the number of objects increases, and finger counting, number line, etc. is also there. Now this is kind of an exercise where they will be able to solve only if they are able to also solve addition, and we have a palette which goes on to the number. So they need to solve and then color. So this is also an activity. Similar exercise is basically a combination of addition, number line, etc. And we have kept introducing new formats in which they should be able to understand addition, but we have kept it very simple. This is book 5. So essentially we start with +3, but we also have some different match the following numbers, etc. exercises towards the end. Then we have, say, book 6, where we have +3, and then towards the end we also have these number line and match the following, etc. color the correct crown kind of events. Then we have book 7. Book 7 is +4, and it's basically covering different kind of concepts as mentioned earlier, very similar to the other book. Book 8 is again, say, this is, here it is a groups exercise. Inside it is again +4. Then we have book 9, where it is +5. So a variety of exercises, a lot of coloring involved. And this is book 10, which is also +5. So essentially, let's say we have covered +1 to +5, and we have kept it very simple, full of activities, mostly, let's say, coloring and understanding some activities like match the following. So this is the addition book for you. Once the addition books are done, the kids can move over to Subtractions book. Subtraction book is also a set of, say, 10 workbooks. We cover subtraction by elimination, which is basically crossing out the objects, which is essentially book 1. Uh, so let's say -2 will be crossing out 2 objects and then counting the objects and finding out the answer. So that is about, say, elimination. And then we have subtraction by groups. So first book is about, let's say, subtraction by elimination. Second book is also about subtraction by elimination. Keep crossing out objects, and we have a lot of practice for that, and count the remaining objects. Then we have introduced group concepts. So basically, let's say they understand a formation and they cross out objects in a group. So basically this is also to induce the concept of, let's say, understanding groups and counting faster in groups. So this is entirely a groups concept, and included with subtraction, they cross out the dots and write the answer by counting. This is a group of dots kind of concept, where they instantly recognize that this is a group of 5 and cross out the entire group. So this is a different set of exercise, an extension of the previous book, where they select a set of groups based on the number that they have to subtract, and then they count. Then we have finger counting exercises, where again, let's say they understand how to denote a number on fingers. They cross out, or they fold. They can do it on their hand as well, and they subtract numbers. So they kind of understand the finger counting symbol for that number as well, and they have their subtraction exercises as well. So kind of a combination of the two concepts that they need to know at this age. Number line, again, we have covered it in addition. Here they go backwards. So simple exercises on number line is covered in book 6. So we have a bit higher numbers here on the number line as compared to addition, because we believe that as the student goes forward, their knowledge level increases substantially, and the students should find the books interesting enough at their age. So then we have introduced simple word problems in book 7, where less than simple phrases are introduced, like less than, fewer than, decrease, minus, take away, etc. So we have several of these exercises, and they have to understand, and they can make use of, let's say, the objects or illustrations that is given alongside, and use any of the concepts that they learned earlier into this concept as well. So essentially, let's say some assistance is given in terms of, let's say, the objects where they can cross out and still find out the answer. So less than, minus, etc. There are some exercises which needs teacher assistance in terms of reading, or let's say narrating the same by the parent, etc. But mostly, let's say, it is much larger font and fairly simple to understand as well as teach. All of our workbooks are labeled very, very clearly in terms of their number, and so it is very easy to, let's say, handle one book at a time, both by parents as well as teachers. When we go to, let's say, book 8 is supposed to be tough word problems, where, let's say, we introduce things that they need to understand, and this definitely requires, let's say, parents or teachers guidance in terms of understanding the problem. And the idea is that they should understand the concepts verbally, and be able to solve the same problems that they had earlier, except that they are being told a problem or a story, and they are able to solve those problems. Stories is a concept where, let's say, we have taken the word problem and extended it to, let's say, another word problem, basically in the form of a story, where they are supposed to be solving two questions or 3 questions in a story. So basically this is a story format where, once upon a time kind of exercises where, there is an event, and based on extensions of events, as the objects keep on decreasing, they have to, let's say, calculate and write the numbers. So these are essentially, let's say, stories. And then we have revision, where we collect all the we revise all the concepts that they had learned earlier, and we have similar exercises as compared to the last books. So that completes our subtraction book. It's a set of 10 books. All books are in color. So that's about the subtraction book. Thank you.